All right. What's up, y'all? I wanted to give it a minute for some people to join, get this thing going. Welcome back. We're doing another evening broadcast for everybody. I told you I was going to get back to doing the lives. I really got to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been supporting and watching. We've pretty much doubled our watch time over the last few days. So I know this format's going to continue to push it. The moment this channel gets monetized again, you will watch me recreate everything that I did on my first channel, right? For those of you who aren't aware, I built up a channel that got to 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, my original one. Then I got demonetized for a long time. I got my Facebook deleted, right? That was, its own separate issue. So now building up my social media again, I'm in the same boat as many of you. Yeah, I have the reputation and people know me and I'm a familiar face, but I've had to build up from scratch now with the machine working against me. So I'm showing it to you. All the shit I've been talking for years, I'm showing it to you. You see everything, if you've been paying attention, that I've been teaching over the years to my students on my coaching, to everybody on YouTube for free in the podcast, is everything that I've talked about that I'm going to achieve or that I'm doing or that I've done, I've shown you. All right? All that mess that I talked, right? Like when I moved to Miami 2.5 years ago, I met a business owner on the street who ended up being the host for our venue. And I gave myself a very strict time frame moving across the country to a new city. And I meet somebody on the street and boom, we have a beautiful rooftop venue right next to South Beach for 150 of my coaching members to come. Who do you know that does that? While I'm buying a house and doing all the other stuff when I moved. But I'm a man of demonstration, not just talk. So tonight, I'm going to open up the chat to people. I'm going to drop the link here, right? And I can have people come on here in a little bit. I'll give you guys the opportunity in case you have questions, but I want to talk a little bit before I do that. But I will be dropping the link there in the chat for everybody, okay? So if you're on YouTube or you're on Twitch, you have the link there. I guess if I'm on Facebook, I could post that shit too, right? But what did I name the live today, right? Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. Now, that's a very simple thing. When I say it, everybody's like, yeah, we know it. Or, okay, yeah, I'm aware of it. Blah, 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 right? But what does that really mean? Meaning, you have to believe in yourself to do something. You can't rely on others to help you get started. When the results come in, positive and negative, you accept them 100%. And know that it's up to you to change the outcome. When you're down and beat up, knowing that you're going to have to pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. That no one will willingly come help you, and that you can expect that. That's the key. You see, when I got deplatformed, did any of you who watch me come to my aid? Did you send me money and help me? No. Nor did I expect that. But no. Now, oh man, it's cool to see your stuff again. Those people didn't come searching for me and support me and help me and share my shit. Nobody did. I had to do it all on my own. Again, I didn't expect anybody to help me. But how many people would sit there and complain and act as if other people owe them something? Nobody owes me or you or anybody anything. So nobody's going to come save you. We keep thinking that something external is going to change it for you. Just like for all of you right now who follow me still, who are in the real estate market. It's not the market that's the reason you're not getting results. It's you. Because when the market was good, you weren't doing shit either. Even if there was perfect circumstances based on your criteria, you still wouldn't be doing what it is that you're supposed to do, period. You know it. It's just easy to blame something external, right? It alleviates responsibility. And then we get back to our, little social circles, which you all need to fucking upgrade, obviously, because then you guys talk about this. Well, I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it either and then you reinforce your excuses, your stories, your lack of results, et cetera, et cetera. But see, when you realize and you embody that no one's coming to save you and that you can't rely on getting a lucky break or hitting the lottery or some shit like that, you move with a different conviction. You see, I move In my position, being a millionaire, I move with a bigger and stronger fire under my ass than most people, virtually all of them, that are broke with their back against the wall. And that shouldn't be the case. How do I have more of a sense of urgency than them? Now, there's many pieces to that puzzle, but one of them is that they think somewhere along the line they're going to catch a break or someone's going to help them. Why are you expecting that, dude? I come from a bloodline of non-entrepreneurs. I'm the first one in my family born on American soil who is now a native English speaker, even though I wasn't taught English until I went to school. Yet many of you who speak English as your first language, it's not my first language, you suck at speaking English. I speak English and Espanol fluently, 100%. The only thing I would probably struggle with in Spanish is if you want me to give a detailed presentation in front of thousands of people, there might be some technical terms I don't know, but I could learn them very quickly. But in regards to fluency in speech in English and Spanish, no problem, dude. No problem. But how do I have more sense of urgency than other people? It just doesn't make any sense. But see, I know no one's coming to save me. I know no one's going to gift me subs. I know the machine is raging against me and many other content creators. That's fine, dude. But you can't stop me. I'm not going to let that or anything else stop me. Why? Because I'm unstoppable. Why? Because I made that decision. And I keep proving it to you every day. Every single day. Over and over and over and over. You think I felt good after my second ankle injury where I didn't walk for months and I had to step away from the one passion in my life at that time, basketball? You know how heartbreaking that was for me? You know how difficult it was? You know what it's like to have a dream snatched away from you because of something like that? Now, many of you can relate in your own way to a degree. Now, I could have stayed in that position and bitched and complained, but nothing would have changed. That's why I reinvented myself, got into entrepreneurship, got my real estate license, and here we are today. Now I'm a content creator. I'm intelligent. I'm training thousands of people. I have almost 1,000 coaching members, right? Nationwide real estate team. I've made over $1 million for many years in a row. See, nobody told me that was in my cards before. What did I do? That was by design. I created that shit with my own effort and my own ability to reinvent myself because of a decision that I made and the commitment and actions that came after that. I didn't expect that shit to fall into my lap. I earned it. I earned it. Now I have an ability of many other abilities, but an ability to speak where people will listen. You see, I notice this shit. When I go out in public and talk to people and meet people, there's always a circle around me and people are listening. Men, women, kids, older, younger, it doesn't matter. You see, I've developed this gift now. And I exercise it all the time. But that was developed because talk to the people that knew me 10, 15, 20 years ago. They wouldn't tell you that I was a good speaker. You see, I earned that shit by putting in the work. I wasn't born with it like most people say, oh, BC, he's just a natural speaker. No, I'm not, dude. I'm not. That's just a bullshit ass excuse that you say to stop yourself from actually putting in the effort to go through it because you know what type of effort it's going to take. And you wouldn't be willing to go through what I went through. That's just the reality. Because when I tell people what to do, they don't listen. Hey, come learn from me. I don't want to. Hey, do this. I don't want to. Then shut up. Then stop claiming that you want these things and you want to be good because you don't. Because you can't skip that process. It would imply that someone's going to come save you and suddenly you're going to snap your fingers and everything's going to be okay, or I'm going to have that skill, or I'm going to be able to this and I'm going to start this business. And no, you're not. You're not. But see, when we go back to that sense of urgency and the ability and the fire to go out and create, that has to come from you. That comes from within. Nobody gives that to you. You could listen to me all day. I don't care if you like me a lot or a little bit, or you come here for a specific thing, but just listening to me is not enough. Eventually, the individual has to look in the mirror and say, damn, we got to get our shit together. What are we going to do? And then you create the plan and you go. And you don't stop until you achieve that thing, whatever it is that you set out. Understanding that getting help along the way, hey, that's the cherry on top or a bonus, but you cannot expect it. And a lot of business people think a mentor or a coach is just going to fall into their lap too. or I'm going to get this advice and that. No, you're not. You got to go out and earn that shit through your own efforts, paying money, putting yourself in the right positions. I mean, you have to do it. Otherwise, again, you're believing, in other words, that someone's going to come save you, and they're not. Okay? By the way, I've dropped the link in the chat on the platforms. If you guys want to click and you want to join and you have some questions, I'll answer them for you, okay? But you got to be willing to come on live. But understand where I'm coming from when I say this. When you know you're in it by yourself and you have to grow and believe in yourself and invest in yourself and it's up to you, you activate a different level of your potential as a human being. Everyone, most people out there, without even realizing it, are out looking for handouts. When the person is broken down on the side of the road, the vast majority of people will keep driving and not stop to help them. Some will, very few. However, when that same person starts to work on their car and they're showing effort that they're helping themselves, most people will stop and help them. Because we're willing to help somebody who is actively and at least willing to help themselves, period. This is why that dynamic that I just described is why when you're in action and doing what you're supposed to do, you magically catch these breaks or these random opportunities and things that just happen to pop up. Why? Because you were demonstrating that you are willing to help yourself by taking action. That's how you get those opportunities. You don't get them sitting at home or scrolling on Instagram or wishing and hoping and thinking that you're going to manifest this and that. It comes through the direct demonstration of your willingness to perform and do what it is that you need to do to get to where it is that you want to go. That's the formula, y'all. It's practical, it's simple, it's scientific, and everything above and more. Because when the individual is willing to do that, everything changes. Now, instead of complaining, you find a solution. Now, instead of quitting, right, you get back to the drawing board and you figure out a different strategy to get you through that hump or that challenge, like I did. Like go back on my original YouTube channel. All the shit that you would see written on my whiteboards when I was making those little ghetto videos in my apartment, that was me brainstorming, like as an example, an objection that I would get and trying to figure out how to get around it because there was no quit in me. I had to figure it out. The only solution was to get through that barrier. So it forced me to access a level of resourcefulness within me that I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out. So, boom, we went and we did it. And I figured it out. And now YouTube, and to an even greater extent, my coaching students, they get gifted these things. Like, this is what people don't get. You might innocently have watched a YouTube video and been like, that was cool. Or maybe that idea in that YouTube video that I gave you with that whiteboard took me hundreds of hours to figure it out. And you'll just watch it and be like, that was okay, or it's not that special. But people have no idea what it took to give that piece of knowledge out for free. They have no idea. Now, part of it, why? Because it was free, and we don't appreciate free shit, which is why you have to put yourself in a position to earn. Because if everything was given to you for free, you wouldn't value it. I don't care what people say. Well, not me. Bullshit, dude. Come on. Stop making shit up. There's a reason you have to earn your position. There's a reason you have to pay for things. There's a reason that you have to pagar derecho de piso, earn your way, climb the ladder. There's a reason that that's there. And people think they can escape that dynamic because somebody's going to save them. Oh, I know this one guy who's a gazillionaire and he's just going to give me all the game for free. No, he's not. And even if he did, you wouldn't do shit with it. So I look at people and say, okay, I'll talk to somebody, right? Like, let's say somebody comes on tonight. What are you really doing every day? That would be my first question. And then if you listen, you'll find out there's not much action. There's all these stories and intricate things about how they're preparing, or, well, I was considering, like, what's the actual result though? What's the real action you're taking? How many people did you talk to? Well, I talked to like 3 people today. What? The cashier and the bank teller don't count. They have to talk to you. I'm talking about conversations that you started to push your business, your ideas, improve your communication or something. And it's very little or zero. It's no different than the people who complain that the economy sucks and they have no money. And then the next day, those are the same motherfuckers that are in line for Black Friday. Like, come on, bro. I remember the other day I went out on Black Friday. I went to the market and motherfuckers are lined up outside of Best Buy. And I was going to make a video saying these are the same people that will complain about gas prices and not having money and all this shit. And they're sitting here waiting to get into Best Buy to spend money that they don't fucking have. Talk about having your priorities completely fucking twisted. Like, grow up. But those same people, now, by doing that, you cannot complain. You have no reason to complain. You didn't before, but now especially. Because you know now, you're aware of your situation and what's going on, and you still bury yourself, dig your own grave. Those people think the new president or the this or that is going to save them. They're not. Nothing or no one is going to give you anything. You earn your position. Your life up until now has been earned by your decisions and the choices and the actions that you've taken, period. You want something different? Change. You don't want to change? Then accept it, stop bitching about it, and know that you will live that same level for the rest of your life. Cool, if that's what you want to do, but accept it instead of creating stories or denying it. It's the same thing with the position that I'm in from a financial standpoint, from a mindset standpoint, a skill standpoint, right? And all the other stuff. I've earned this position and I will continue to earn it on a daily basis. I didn't like where I was. I had to change my life. There are certain things I didn't like about myself. What did I do? I changed them. I didn't bitch. I didn't moan, right? You guys have even seen pictures I posted in my library recently. I've read most of those books, and some of them, a chunk of them, a good chunk of them, multiple times. Yeah, I talk to people every day who don't read. Well, I just watch YouTube videos. You're not going to build $1 million or a six-figure business watching fucking YouTube videos, guys. Come on. Oh, well, how do I build this skill? What do I need to do? Okay, do this. And they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. There's an assumption there that something or someone's going to save you or you're going to be special or this and that. It blows my mind when I have these conversations with people. And then I'm the asshole for calling it out. I'm the asshole for coming on here and saying, no, this is what it is. I'm mean or I'm this. I mean, I've been called everything in the book, guys. Misogynist, machista, blah, 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 narcissist, all that bullshit. All those fucking buzzwords that probably float around on YouTube because content creators blow up talking about certain things and everybody walks around thinking they know everything because they watch some fucking video. I mean, it's just insane. Everybody can tell you they know everything about everything, but when it comes to results, they have none. Then you don't know shit. You've just been mindlessly entertaining yourself thinking you know something. You don't know anything. I've had people come on my platforms and tell me because they have a communications degree that I don't know shit about communication. They know more than me and that I shouldn't create content around communication. Are you kidding me? You have a fucking piece of paper. I have real world experience with people in business. They are not the same. They are not the same. You, my friend, don't know shit about communication. Because look at my results and look at yours. You have a piece of paper and nothing else. Look at the life that I've created and look at what I can do with people and look at what I've done with myself. If we look at the game of communication, I've spoken in front of thousands of people nationally and internationally with some of the top people in real estate and entrepreneurship and social media. What have you done? Oh yeah, but you know about communication and I'm not qualified now. Okay. Insanity. Those are the same people with excuses and stories and all that. And again, something or someone's going to save them. That piece of paper is going to save them. Great. You have hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, no job, no career, no potential, no future. What are you doing with it? You have your little bragging points in your social circle. Cool. Anybody want to hop on? There's the link. So when you accept this premise, even if you don't want to believe me, just try it out. Accept this premise. You'll realize very quickly, man, I need to do more. I need to put pen to paper and I really need to get serious. Listen closely. I need to get very serious about my life, the circumstances, and where I want to be and get crystal clear on that shit. Whether it's money, relationships, because I'm going to start opening up my platform more. I'm going to talk about dating for entrepreneurs. I'm going to do some stuff for men, some stuff for the ladies. Like, I'm really going to enhance this shit because I've helped so many people now. I'm going to come on and just start because we need it. We need it. And this show, this little live show, is going to explode. You'll see. Just give it time. Give it time. So ask yourself, assuming you accept my premise, what's the first thing you need to do? If you can break this down to 1 or 2 or 3 things that you need to do immediately, what are they? And get to work and do it. For some of you, it might be really being serious about your diet and your lifestyle. Great. Then work on it and do something now and implement immediately. If it's your finances, get your shit together. If you need to get 1, 2, or 3 more jobs to save up to then make a jump to something bigger, do it. Make the sacrifice and go. One of my students, Jordan, shout out to him, building his real estate business, still doing Uber. He's doing whatever it takes. He didn't let that stop him from building his business, investing in coaching with me and all this other stuff. He just found the solution. I'm going to work extra. And very soon, with the crazy results he's getting, he's not going to have to be doing that shit anymore. He just moved to a new place. This kid's life will be transformed within 90 days of getting serious and taking the right action and making these decisions and committing to it. Very quickly, things start to change, guys. Not everything. You might not have the life of your dreams in 90 days, but you'll make drastic improvement and changes within 90, 120, 180 days if you commit to the process and everything that comes with it. But are you willing to do that, though? Because most people will say they are at the seminar or the event or after a conversation, but when I check in with them a day or 2 later or 3 days later or a week later, they are in the same fucking boat. I can even remember recently, and there's a ton of these, get on a Zoom call with somebody. Man, I want to get on your coaching, or I want to do this with you. Okay, great. Then at the end, okay, let's get you signed up. The hesitation, all the regular shit. They leave, they don't sign up, they don't come to the event, right? We talk again a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. They're in the same fucking position, and in most cases worse, because they didn't do what they needed to do. The proof is in the pudding. And I tell people, you have 2 roads. You continue doing what you're doing, right? By deciding no on this or any other opportunity. That's what you normally do. You're going to go down this road. Or you say yes and you try this different road. But you know where this road, the typical road you're on, you know where that leads. And if you decide to get back on that thing, you're not going to get any sympathy from me. But if you choose this other one, you open yourself up to more opportunities and more possibilities. But if you choose what you've always chosen and do what you've always done, you can't get mad at anybody but your damn self for not getting the results and not getting change that you claim that you want. And then don't come to me or other people with a sob story about how it's so hard. Life is hard. Life is hard. Get used to it. Accept it. The quicker you do, you stop trying to blame circumstances or people, because that's just gross. That's just pathetic, right? Like, that's childlike behavior. If you're 18 and over and you're doing that, it's really just pathetic. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to be around it. You think your clients or potential customers want to be around that? No, they're repulsed by that. They know you're not doing well, and they don't want to associate with you, with your brand or product or service, if that's how you are. Because guess what? When that's your demeanor, it oozes out of you, even when you try to be all proper. They know. We can see through the bullshit. Even if a person isn't well educated on body language and all that stuff, they can feel that shit. They can feel that shit. This is why people have no problem getting comfortable with me and opening up to me very quickly. Men, women, anybody, kids. Because they know there's no fluff or bullshit with me. Right? You can bitch and complain about my style or if I cuss or not, or I can be too harsh. I don't care. But what you will get with me is real honesty, transparency, authenticity. And that is a million times superior than any personal bias about not liking my style. Because that same person will still come around me because they know I might not like the style, but I know with this is results. This is what I need. This is the truth. Perfect. 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 Cool. Here you go, y'all. Showing you the comment. I put this in the comment section. If you want to hop on, take the link. It's on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. If you have any questions, I might take one caller or 2 and we can chat. All right. Let's take our first person. Lance, what's up, man? Can you unmute yourself or do you need me to do it?
I'm on mute.
What's up, brother? How can I help you?
Oh, I was expected to be on the show.
Yeah. Welcome.
So like I've been like a risk agent and it didn't work. Would you like give another shot? Would you just like throw in the towel? Like what would you do?
And you said with being a real estate agent?
Yeah. Would you give
Okay,
up
so
and
when you
say
say, real quick, when you say you gave it a shot and it didn't work, what do you mean by that exactly?
I've got my license. I wasn't organized. I didn't know what I was doing. It's like, would you like give another shot? I don't know.
Okay. So you would say maybe you weren't fully prepared, you didn't have a system, you didn't
Yes.
have a good plan, you just kind of tried it, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
if that's the case, then I would say yes, you need to do it, because if I asked you, do you really think you gave it a really good effort and you put everything in place to give yourself the best chance to succeed in real estate? See, you would say no. So 100%. Now you know, right? You've tried it your way. You need to stop
Yeah.
for a second, regroup, put your systems together and set it up properly. So when you go 100%, that you're putting
Yeah.
yourself in the highest probability position to be successful. So
Yeah.
yes, the answer, short answer, yes, do it.
Yes. Heat after the
But
battle.
do it the right way. Do it the right way, right? Do it the right
Yes.
way. Prepare yourself, invest in what you need to invest in, and make sure that you do it correctly, because when you do, you will get the result, my friend. You will.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
When you say we're considering quitting real estate, like after you weren't like seeing some results, like what do you thought of, like what do you think you were going to do? Like,
Yeah, great question. So when I look back now, especially at that situation, just so everybody watching has an idea, when I got in, I got a couple of listings and I got some results immediately. It was crazy. Within a couple of weeks, boom, I got a couple of deals. But then I had this 3 or 4 month window where I was working 12, 14 hours a day. I wasn't getting any other leads and appointments, and it started weighing on me mentally. So the reason I wanted to quit was because of this self-doubt, right? Not feeling good, beating myself up, negative self-talk, like all the typical stuff people deal with. It was this. This is why. So looking back, right, it wouldn't have made sense for me to quit. I had already gotten some results. And when you look at it, I had only been in the business a couple months. Why would I quit? You know, I've talked to so many people who it took them 6 months, a year, 2 years to build solid momentum. So all it was an inability for me to deal with temporary challenges and my own emotions. That's what it was. So when I hit that wall is when I took personal development and understanding my mind seriously. And I started investing heavily into that. A lot of time, a lot of reading, a lot of events, a lot of coaching, because I knew I had to grow and develop to be able to handle and deal with my emotions in a mature adult way that would allow me to be successful. Because if you guys want long-term success and fulfillment, you need to master the basics of being a human being. And if you can't deal with your emotions, it will be very difficult for you to live a good life. Cool. All right, my friend. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
See ya. Cool. So the next person I have here in the studio, you need to connect your mic and your camera. Otherwise, we can't have you on. Anyways, right? Great questions. Thank you for coming on, Lance. You see what I'm talking about, guys? That last point was key. It took me taking self-responsibility and understanding that it was me getting in my own way. It was me getting in my own way, not anybody else. Me. It was me. And when I figured that out, it opened up the doors to a beautiful future. Stronger character, better communication skills, emotional intelligence. But I had to first see that I was the source of my own unhappiness, lack of results, frustration. It was me. The circumstances are the circumstances. Why? You're going to get your ass kicked, y'all. Building a business is not easy. It's the path walked by few. So you have to willingly put your foot to the fire, jump into the deep end of the ocean and the pool, and know that the majority of the time, it's not going to be pleasant. You'll have success later on if you're willing to go through the pain to get to the pleasure. And it's never just smooth sailing. You just get stronger and you get better and you deal with it in a more mature and proper fashion later on. Because even now, making more money and doing what I do, you guys think this is all smooth sailing? No. I have employees now and more responsibility and this and that. Like, it's not easy, y'all. And I go through my fair share of challenges just like you. Anytime you get affected by the economy or the market, so do we. More so we do. Our profit margins get cut more. We have a lot more risk. We have a lot more at stake. If your income goes down by 10% and you make 50,000 and I make 1.5 or 2 million, do the math. Do the math. Yours got affected a couple $100. Mine got affected hundreds of thousands of dollars. Big difference. So again, done properly, structured properly, understood properly, life begins to change. Your businesses begin to change. Your interpersonal relationships begin to change. The relationship you have with yourself changes. When you know, yes, I may receive help and I can do all that, but it's all up to me and no one's going to come save me. There isn't a special savior out there for BC or Brian or any of you. But if you're willing to help yourself, then other people may potentially come to your aid and help you too. Okay? That's it for this one, guys. You have some links below. Check out the Real Estate Agagi, right? Check out my stuff here on YouTube. We're all over the place. Set up a consultation. Get on the coaching if you want. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.